Today we have the big honor to welcome on stage Eduardo Gorospe Fernandez. Please give him a big round of applause.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity and the invitation. So I'm going to be quite fast because I have to say a lot of things in very few minutes. Okay, so I'm Eduardo Gorospe. I'm a Mexican architect. I have a design firm in Mexico City that's called A001 Taller de Arquitectura. Actually, I'm the CEO and founder. We try to think about our work like a workshop because we believe in handmade architecture. For us, our projects are all unique and all our projects are thoroughly designed. Also, we try to think that ideas actually is a process of creating. So that process has to be open to the imperfection of creation. So we architects actually work with making ideas happen. And to make ideas happen, we need methodologies, we need techniques, and we need ideas. And the design process actually is making decisions within these three concepts. And we submit all of our projects through this process: a diagnosis, a close-up, a design, and materialization. Actually, that's what our logo stands for. A001 actually means the first idea that you have within a something, within a project. We work with different typologies in different scales, and we have a 20 team member that includes architects, engineers, technicians, designers, administrators. So what do we believe at? We think that ideas always come from a white page, from a white space, and that design is always based on contemplation and on observation. We think that research is an ongoing process that actually never ends, and that thinking is a way of building form. We think that architecture is based on a process of uncertainty, and we believe in beauty. We believe that materials, that the beauty of materials dwell in the nature of it and the process of time through it. We also take care of detail because only detail is what lets you build exceptional things. We work with experience of architecture, and we work with placemaking as a connection with human beings. So this is what we believe every day we work at the office. So let's start with this point. This is research. Okay, so research is a base point for architecture. It's where all architecture stands. As I was telling you, I live in Mexico City. Mexico City is a city with 21 million people that has 60 kilometers from north to south. It has 60 municipalities, 3 states, and it has 7,900 square kilometers. So urbanization is the most important phenomenon that humanity has created. There's nothing more complex than urbanization. And the growth in migration to cities have triplicated in the last 100 years. And it's expected to duplicate another more by 2050. But if we figure out that land space that actually the world has is the 0.002%. So that means that by 2015, 75% of the world population will live in this small percentage of land. Well, no wonder our modern life has been so deteriorated. And not only that, the world has changed. The over 60 age population is expected to duplicate by 2050. Nowadays, our social agrupations forms have been updated. Our sharing economies have changed the patterns in how we consume and how we own things. Never in life have we been ever so well connected. New generations actually prefer a better smartphone than a car or even a house. And zoning laws have segmented populations, bringing apart people. So the top to bottom visions of the city are no longer sustainable. Only in Mexico, 25% of all offices are unoccupied. That means 1.2 million of square meters within a city that are empty. And not only that, we have a deficit of housing of 272,000 units. And what we are doing, we're doing more and more houses farther from our urbanity, farther from the centers of the cities. You know, it's crazy trying to solve a problem like this. And it's not a linear problem. The problem doesn't get solved building more houses. Because the difference between how much the price of a house has escalated in comparison to the wage growth, in Mexico City it's 2.5 times. So if we build those houses, who's going to buy them? No one can afford them. And in Europe, we have a difference of 0.5. So co-living could be an option. Okay? But we tend to think about co-living like a very new thing. But actually, co-living is not a new thing. We humans have been co-living for centuries. The thing is, we don't remember it. You know, a Chinese Toulouse has a central part of the space where people used to cook together and used to wash together and look for kids together. And so this modern way of co-living comes out of five different things. The precarious economical conditions of modern life, the labor schemes of modern life, the scarcity of urban land, the urban house deficits, and the high costs of urban living. Okay, so and actually it's a movement that has emerged from the bottom up. That means that the actual necessities are being covered by co-living, and it has a lot of benefits like availability for better spatial quality, better ongoing services, efficient occupancy of the city, getting better locations, sustainable urban density, accessibility to urban housings, community construction and support, scale economy, ease of administration and operation. It promotes intergenerationality, better investment yields for the businessman, and better economic stability. And the industry size is 64,000 million euros in Europe per year, and in Mexico, 23,000 euros per euro. But actually, government is not doing nothing about it. So it's quite bizarre, you know, because there's very few cities in the world that actually have a co-living specific regulation. Among them, Barcelona with the Ley de Mini Pisos, and London with the Policy 16. All of the other co-living facilities have to look for loopholes in alternative uses, like hotels, PBSAs, HMOs, residential rents, rooms, and most of them are informal. So what's the forefront of this is that many of the places that are being designed are actually not equipped to hold co-living. They don't have the standards for habitability. Versus if we regulate it, probably we could do buildings that are conceived from the start as co-living facilities that are able to bring better spaces for the people that use them and for the co-livers, and better community spaces that actually could do better communities. No, better spaces, or even though buildings that could allocate several uses, like co-living, co-working, retail, urban parking, or even though units that could grow and decrease depending on the necessities that co-liver had. So actually, co-living is a scale model for the city. You know, private space is what in the city we call public space, and housing units are basically what the units of co-living. So actually, co-living could be a scale model for shaping and reshaping and rethinking our cities. And regulation of co-living could be a long-term solution for what? For intergenerationality, segregation of population, for isolation, urban isolation, and that sense of loneliness, and the public health that this brings to the people. It could generate better centralities, better urban centers that could bring sustainable density to cities and could stop the urban sprawls of the cities and reduce the times, the commute times that people actually have within the cities, and the investment that the governments have to do in that public transportation. And not only that, but the public services that the government has to offer, probably they could be cheaper. So I would like to invite you all to think about how is the future life we would like to have for the next 100 years. And probably one of the possible solutions, a long-term solutions, could be co-living. So thank you very much, and I'll leave you with this idea.
Thank you so much.
Right.